Okay.
One question. To me, yeah, maybe do the town hall, that's a very good idea, okay? But I don't know about the highway department.
There's no extra cost for the highway garage,
Yeah, but-
and maybe it would really help all of us understand why we need a new one, frankly.
I can tell you right now why it's needed.
NYSERDA, it's
Exactly.
no extra cost for our highway garage. And maybe it would provide certain kind of documentation that would help
And
in that process.
We're not getting rid of that building, we're gonna be using it for other things. So
Yeah, but
it would be helpful.
So in terms of using
No,
it for
not
cold
just that.
storage, NYSERDA may even have some suggestions of how best to preserve it and make it efficiently cold storage without huge gaps of air coming in.
It's a good idea. I think the only
Oh, it's a good
thing,
idea.
it should have been done when the addition was put on, but
So-
it wasn't.
Mhm.
It should be done now.
I read the resolution first and then make a motion that we vote on it. Bill?
Someone has to make a motion
Okay.
and second it, and it's
All right. I'm going to read the resolution,
Which would be number 10.
number 10, and you all had that. Resolution to contract with the New York State Energy Research and Development Authority, NYSERDA, to conduct an energy audit of the Stanford Town Hall and the Stanford Highway Garage. Whereas it is the obligation of the Town Board of the Town of Stanford to conduct the business of the town in the most efficient way possible, and whereas it is the obligation of the Town Board of the Town of Stanford to spend taxpayer monies in the wisest, most careful, and most efficient way possible, resulting in the most savings in the expenditure for services and contracts for the town, and whereas New York State Energy Law 9103 authorizes municipalities to consult with and seek advice from NYSERDA and to let contracts for energy performance, it is resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Stanford will contract with NYSERDA to conduct an energy audit of the buildings and facilities of the Town Hall and the Highway Garage of the Town of Stanford. And it is resolved that the cost of $100 for the NYSERDA energy audit is approved by the Town Board. Resolution submitted by Virginia Stern, Supervisor, Town of Stanford, the 13th of May, 2010. So, you want to make a motion?
I move that we accept the resolution to have NYSERDA do an audit for $100 of both of our buildings, Town Hall.
Any discussion?
Can you just tell us exactly what they're going to do when you say audit?
They do an energy audit. It's not a financial audit.
I understand that.
They
What
look
do.
at your heating equipment, they look at your insulation, they look at your windows, they look at your ceilings, they look at the structure of the building, and they see if there are any ways to run your building more efficiently, so that to save on energy costs. One example would be that these windows, which were put in a number of years ago, have lost their seal. That's why they're all clouded. So while originally they may have been more efficient than the original windows in terms of insulation, they certainly are not now. That's what NYSERDA does
When will they issue their report?
when they're finished.
They do this for a bunch of towns, and they don't take very long to get it
you
done.
guys did the windows, right?
Okay.
You and I put the windows in.
Yes. Well,
When you said the windows, it was a personal.
I knew Mel was here.
We had a lot of pain.
Mel, we are all older. The windows are older and we are older. We're not quite as swift as we were, and the windows are not quite as swift as they were, okay? Did we vote?
No,
Okay.
it's been moved and seconded.
All right, any more discussion? All right, all those, well, it has to be roll call vote.
Okay. Mark D'Agostino,
Yes.
Thomas Dewhurst,
Yes.
Christopher Flynn, Johanna Schaefer,
Yes.
Virginia Stern.
Yes. Two very quick items. No discussion necessary. But items of public information, the Piccolo 82 restaurant, the new restaurant that is down at the bottom of the hill near the post office, has applied for a wine and beer license. They applied on April the 9th. It usually takes several months for any application to come through with the liquor authority. Also, a resident of the town has approached the town board and asked to put a vending machine in town hall. The location would be at the back, not the side facing, not the front, not the side facing the parking lot, but at the back facing the field. The resident would pay for the installation of an outlet, would pay for the electrical bill, would pay for the any destruction to the machine, any malfunction of the machine, and has said that the town will have 30% of the profits. Now, I think the town board has had no objection to having this done as long as we have a very clear contract with this gentleman as to exactly what the costs are, and what does he mean by how are we going to figure the electric costs that the machine uses every month, and what does he mean by 30%? Is it 30% of the profits or 30% of gross or net profits? So we would, our town attorney would be sure that we had a clear contract, a clear and firm contract. The other issue is what would be in it. It will be drinks. I think there would be one soda in it, probably Coke, but there could be water, iced tea, and juice as well. It will not be filled with sodas. And if there's any way I can have no soda in it, it would make me happy.
So we're waiting on them to propose a contract.
He will
correct?
propose a contract which you will look at and change and firm up for us. Okay, Dennis is here. You made it here on time. The court report on security installation. The court has grant money, and they want to spend their grant money on certain things. The reason Mr. Smith, Judge Smith, is coming to the town board tonight is because what the court wants to install will have some ongoing maintenance fees.
I'll explain it to you clearly.
Good man.
I have copies of the proposal. If you would like to look at it, want to study it?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
How did
We
you
might need
guess?
them both.
Yes, you can, yes.
Thank you.
And here you.
All I want to know is it going to keep people from falling off the stairs?
No, the
No.
tape will. No. I got a fix for that, but that's another thing.
That's another
That's
issue.
another- Just to give everybody in the room a little history of why we had to come here and why we're doing this. Several years ago, the Times printed an article about our local courts, and it wasn't very pretty. And what it did is it turned the Unified Court, State Unified Court, into their gears, and they started looking at all courts in the state. And they found some very scary things. And some nice local courts, I'll just mention one of them was Gallatin, was operating out of a garage. Now that's changed. They built a new building right next to the parkway, thanks to the parkway. And there were others upstate that were even worse, and they also had security issues. And that's where they started to attack security issues. So they did an audit of all the town courts, including our court. And we weren't too bad compared to some of the others. We actually were, they liked our court, except they saw some weapons in there that people could use, like chairs and throwing them, because these are all loose. Somebody gets very angry with something that went on in the court, they didn't